How's everyone doing? Welcome back to my channel for another 1/6 scale third-party review. After a long wait, finally we got in hands the Outlaw, the Gunslinger, Arthur Morgan from Red Dead Redemption 2. It's here, and this is the package that it comes with. A very nice pattern here in the front, all in red color, very good. The Outlaw 1/6 scale collectible figure. On the sides you got some reference for the animals that you see in the game as well, a fox and here a deer, and in the back the normal warning and notices, also with a drawing here of Arthur, and you can see here portraying like a wood wall in the back. Really looks very good, this packing. To open it up, you just open this flap like this. You got here in a golden color the Outlaw 1/6 scale collectible figure, and then with a very similar box like Hot Toys usually does, you got here in the left your Arthur with a winter coat, and here you got your figure and the accessories. It comes packed all in this kind of shell. It comes in 2 layers, so I'm going to open it up and we are going to check the figure, the accessories and all the details. Before moving on with this review, once you open the box you will find a plastic bag with this card inside, the Gunslinger. This you can use for your display stand or display cabinet, and you will find as well this instruction sheet that Limb Toys recommend that you read very careful before using your figure. This instruction sheet will explain everything that you will need to use your figure without any damage. How to use the air pieces, the color in the shirt, the light up lantern. Everything is detailed in here, so I really recommend you to read well, because there are very nice tips here and will be very useful to avoid any damage in your figure. So here it is, Gunslinger from Limb Toys. This is all that comes inside the box. There are a lot of accessories, a lot of stuff that we have here to play with our figure. I will take everything out, dispose in a light box, and we will take a closer look at all the accessories. So here we have all the accessories that our Gunslinger comes with. As you can see, there are a lot of them. I will try to go by them very briefly, but also showing you some detail. Starting here with this, the mask that it comes with. Arthur will use, for example, when going to rob a train or a bank or something like that. This is the elastic here in the back, so you will have no any problem to assemble this mask. It comes as well with a scarf. This scarf looks pretty nice. You can open it a bit more if you want to have some weathering here. As you can see, there is some weathering here in the down of the scarf, like some mud or something like that. And here you have this string that you can use to adjust it to be larger or as you want. It's a nice accessory for us to dress up our Gunslinger. Then we got extra 4 pairs of hands, but I want your attention here to the hands because they were made purposely for this figure. These are not second market hands. Limb Toys did the hands and the body of Arthur by themselves. Is a proprietary body of Limb Toys, so as you can see, all the details in the hands are just amazing. You can see very tiny details, the veins, some kind of scars, and you can see here the palm of the hand. All the details in the fingers is just very good. I really like the details on these hands. It's not common for us to see this kind of details, especially in third-party releases. All the hands have the same kind of detail. As you can see here, the closed hand, also with that detail, the veins, some kind of scar over there. Really good. You can see here the detail here in the hands is just really amazing. You got as well 2 pairs of gloved hands. These ones are the open hand ones. The gloved hands are very well painted, very well detailed as well, here with this detail here, these wrinkles, and this part here is quite movable. So let's say if you are using the blue coat, the bigger one, you can use the gloves either inside, either outside of the coat as you want. You can adjust as per your preference. You got as well this one like the pointing gun glove with the same detail and with the same painting as the other one. Looks very good and is a nice addition for our Arthur. Then we got here the second pair of boots. These boots that comes with the spurs. You need to be very careful with these spurs because they are very small and the material is thin, so take very good care when you pose your figure or when you move your figure with it. But if you want, you can detach. In the instruction it shows you how to detach the spurs from these boots. But this is a second pair of boots that later on we will use in our Arthur. Then we have our Arthur hat, of course his famous hat. This hat with a lot of details here in the front. The painting looks really good. The weathering on it, here with this lace, you can see the detail here in the back, really looks very good. It's not movable, you cannot move too much the hat, it's just one position, but the position that it is looks pretty good. Here inside the hat is difficult to show you, but there is here a hole, and this is the hole that then it will fit onto the hat sculpt, but we will check about that later, and the instruction sheet also mention about this, so please remember to read before you applying the hat. Then we got here these two knives. One knife is the bigger one and the other is a throwing knife, but both of them are very well detailed. You can see there portraying the wood, all the detail, the painting application is just amazing. Really good. I really like how they went with it. You can see the detail here to portraying the steel. It's very well done. And here all the wood detail, very good. It's made of plastic, not die cast, but the quality it's really very good. Then we got here the satchel. Looks quite heavy and I thought why it's so heavy, but this is the material, really gives some weight into it and looks very good. The detailing, the painting, all these details here they did, these two kinds of materials, this satchel, it's very well done. You can see here in the back as well the detail, and in fact you can open it and you have space inside for you to use any of the small accessories. For example, if you want to use with Arthur's diary, you can put the diary inside. We got as well here a rope. This rope is in case you want to use it for some action or something like that. I will not going to open, it's just a normal rope, but it's quite useful for our figure. Then passing here to this, this is the belt that comes with the holsters. As you can see here, the belt here looks really good. It's made of a material similar as leather. It's not real leather because it's a bit thin, but the coloring and the material on this looks pretty good. You got these two holsters for the pistols, and you got here a knife holster as well. Then you got here the way to close the belt. It's quite easy to close, I already tried it, but all the details on this look pretty good. Here you can fit your revolvers. Don't try to fit the shotguns, they will not fit inside. And you can see here this golden part that looks very good. Here you have space, of course, to put the small bullets that they also come together with this lot of accessories. Then we got here the Hemo Belt. This belt is mostly for you to use with bullets, and it's also in the same material. Very nice quality with this brown color, very well detailed. Here in the silver with this pattern here that looks very well done, very good, very cowboy style, right? But our Gunslinger is a cowboy, so it really matches pretty well. This small pouch here, you cannot open it. I tried. Don't try to open because you may break it. Passing now to the smaller accessories, we got here, of course, Arthur's diary that comes with a lot of detail. You can, in fact, you can open it and you got here a lot of pages. You can read and you can see all the drawings. This portrays very well what we saw in the game, all the parts that we passed through during the story of Red Dead Redemption 2. It's a very nice accessory for our Arthur. It comes, of course, also with a pencil, very small, but is a very nice detail for our figure, for some posing that you want to do. Then we got a pocket watch. Take here the cigarettes as well. You got here a golden pocket watch. It's a common item that we usually get when we are going to in some missions during Red Dead Redemption 2. Normally you will sell it out, but it's a good. You can see here all the detail. You can see very well the numbers. The golden looks amazing on this, and the pattern here in the back looks very, very good as well. Then we got a pack of cigarettes. As you know, Arthur smokes. These are the standard strength. It's made of some kind of cartoon, but looks good, and it's always nice to have this accessory if you want to use it in the Arthur satchel or use it pose it with him in the ends, always look good. Then we got here Arthur flower. Is the flower that in the game he has in his bedside with a nice detail onto it. The flower is really well done. You can see inside, you can see like the flower coloring and the mud and the grass over there. Looks very, very well done. Then of course we got as well a bottle of health cure. This is a famous item during the game. You always want to have it with you, but this bottle is pretty well done. You can read everything on it, and you even can open it and close it. It's a nice touch, a nice detail in this small accessory. We got as well, of course, our deputy badge. It comes with a magnet that then you can see in the instruction sheet how to assemble. Pretty easy to assemble in the coat, and being a magnetic only helps much more. Then we got as well this lantern. The lantern here, Lim Toys already wrote how to open. You turn the lantern into the right and it will have light. You turn it to the left and the light will close. Pretty nice accessory that you can use with your Arthur. Here you got the handle you can remove if you want. I'm just showing it here for display purpose, but it's a pretty nice accessory and easy to use. Then we got as well this bottle that is like a cocktail Molotov with a nice printing onto it with this, you got this cloth here that you can remove if you want, but is also a nice accessory. Then we got here the tools for Arthur to do his own coffee. You got the coffee cup, the coffee tin, and here you can open it. But very nice weathering, the weathering to give like the used steel feeling to this accessory looks very, very good. The cup looks quite nice as well. You can see it's like already a damaged used cup. Very nice detail that Lim Toys put into all these accessories. Then we got here this wood. This wood block actually is to use then in the display base. We will check it later on, as well as with this like the grill that you use to cook, and here with two holders that you can use for the cup and for that coffee tin. Passing now to the heavy armory, we got here dynamite. We got two single pieces of dynamite here, and we got also this one. You can also separate them if you want. You can open and use them single, but I think like this looks much better if you want to do some posing or do some diorama with Arthur. This one will look better like this, but they are very well detailed. You can read here on these ones dynamite with a nice detail with a string here, but the detail on it and the weathering, the painting looks very, very nice on both of these dynamites. Then we got as well our bow and the arrow that Arthur used to hunt. This bow looks very well done. I don't remember how was the first arrow that Arthur has had in the game, but I think this one should be very similar to it. Here is to portraying like you have some kind of leather, so you can see the painting looks very, very good. The material is quite sturdy. You will not have problem if you want to use Arthur pointing a arrow on here. The material looks quite nice, and all the details onto it look good. Here is the arrow. As you can see, lately we have seen some heroes with CC Toys Last of Us figures, but I think this one, the detail is a bit better than those. At least is more sturdy and with more fine detail onto it. You can see here the detail here on the hero looks very good. Passing now here to the pistols, we got two of them. They are the same, but you can see here the detail they go into it. The detail is really very good. You can see here the wood handle, all the pieces here, the tiny details, they really go. You can see the bullets inside, really well done. And this can be rotated, you can see you can rotate. And here this piece you even can move. It's a very nice touch onto this pistol. Normally the third parties are just a piece of plastic painted in one color and that's it. But the Limb Toys did really amazing work with these pistols. Passing now to the shotguns, it's a pair of them as well. And you can see the detail here on the shotgun. That looks very good. The wood detail on here, all the tiny pieces and all the painting looks really amazing. I'm a bit afraid to try to move some piece here because this is so delicate. But as you can see, the detail on this looks pretty good. It really resembles a shotgun very well. Very nice, and one more option for weapons for you to use with your Gunslinger. Then we got here finally the rifle. This is the rifle that I used more in the game, as I remember. The rifle looks pretty well done. Here this part I don't think you can move. You cannot, but this one here, yes, you can adjust then to use with the hand. But as with the other ones, they all have some brand. I cannot read from here, but they all have some brand. And the detail on this, you can see here the wood detail. It's really amazing. The detail they give to this is really very good. Very difficult to find this kind of detail on a third party figure. We got as well, I forgot to mention you, these two small bags. These two small bags comes with some bullets inside, these ones from shotgun, these ones from pistols, and also one extra adapter for Arthur's neck. Taking just a closer look here at our display stand, because this base looks so good that I really want to show you closer. As you can see here, you got the plate saying the Gunslinger in golden. It's quite difficult to show here on camera. But here the mud detail and like this grass, it's like this wet grass, really looks very nice. And with these rocks here as well. Anyway, this display base, you can be used like a small diorama, because you got some accessories that you can use together with it, just like this piece of wood that you can just place right here. You got here this kind of grill with the holders there that you can place here in his hole, apply a bit of pressure and it will stay in place. And then you can hold your cup here and you can use your tin here to warm up your coffee, or if you don't want, you can put it here as well. It will look good either way. You got here also this part that will be then to adjust here the grabber, and here as you can see Limb Toys brand. But the color match well here this display base. Overall is a very nice touch for Limb Toys because you got like a small diorama that you can show off. Taking here a closer look at our Arthur, and as you can see the detail on this head sculpt, it's amazing. The scar here on his chin, the details on the face, it's really well done. You can see very well the blue eyes. In camera is a bit difficult to show because of the lighting, but the head sculpt really shows the aging of Arthur, and the eyes detail, it's really well done. Then you got the hair. You can see it's a bit golden. In camera looks more shining than it is in fact in hand, but it's pretty well done as well. I really like the way they did this hair. Totally with this Arthur you got extra totally 4 hair pieces and 2 head sculpts. But now we are just taking a closer look at the figure as it came out of the box. Later we are going to check the head sculpts. Passing now here to the shirt. The shirt here, the collar has some wiring. You can adjust the collar as you want. If you want to push it down or if you want to push it up, it's as per your preference. You can use it as you want. But in the instruction sheet explain that very well. Then you got here Arthur Suspenders. Of course, it's a famous item when you choose your clothing in the game. You got here his pants. The pants got some weathering here. It's normal, like Arthur, it's never clean, at least my Arthur is always pretty dirty. And then you got these boots that I think they are the working boots as far as I remember. But these boots, they are just one piece, so you lack a bit of movement with them. The body feels quite sturdy, really sturdy, this body, because as I said before, this is a proprietary body of Limb Toys. Later I will show you some details about the printing on the chest and on the arms, but for now just to show you here this jacket that looks pretty good and very accurate to the game. The jacket does have some wiring here as well that you can mold as you want. It got a wire all around, so you can choose the way you want to pose Arthur. Let's take a closer look now at the other head sculpts and then onto the body. Before moving on to the head sculpts, I forgot to mention before, but this coat comes together as well. But as it comes in a separate bag, I forgot to take it out. But here it is, this is the winter version of Arthur. This coat looks very good. The material, this blue with a lot of weathering. As you can see, there is weathering here on the sleeves, weathering on the back. You got this kind of fur here on the top as well. Very nice material. And the coat, you really can close it using these strings to close just here. But if you want a winter version of Arthur, this is also wired. Here you can choose which position you want. This is a good option if you want a winter version. Checking now the head sculpts and the options you have for them. Please always check the instruction sheet before you are going to operate with the head sculpts, because you can really do serious damage to the heads. So basically it's like this. You got this head sculpt that is the main one that comes with our figure. Then you got the second head sculpt that is this one, the full birded one. That looks pretty good as well with the full bird here on our Arthur. And these head sculpts that come originally, you cannot use the hat. The hat will not fit in the head sculpts. Don't try to push because you will damage the head sculpt. But anyway, if you want to use the hat, you will need to change to the other hair pieces. These are the hair pieces that come in the box that then you can change, and is this part here that will then connect to the head. In the head you can see there is a small hole there that then will connect with this part. So simply you just need to remove the face part from the head sculpt. You need to be really very careful not to damage the hair, because you got some strands of hair that are very thin. You just remove that part and you can see that the head sculpt looks very awkward like this. There is a magnetic ear. Then you just need here to make a little strength here on the sides to give space for the head to enter, and slowly work your way. Don't push it too fast, because you may damage the head sculpt. Then you can see if the position is correct. As you can see, there is a gap here, and then is in this gap that the head will fit. Then you just need to adjust the head as you want, more up or more down, and then you got your head adjusted. Be always careful the way you place the head. Don't press too much. Sometimes with me happened that I thought the head was too high and really was, but it has to do a bit with position, because you can position the head a bit down if you want without applying too much pressure. The same happens to the other head sculpt. You just need to follow the instruction sheet and then you can see which hairpiece to use with which head sculpt. There is also an extra head sculpt that is the mid-bird head sculpt, but this one is not included with our figure. I bought it separately, is also from Limb Toys, but is the mid-bird head sculpt. I'm going to show you how it looks like, but please pay attention that this one doesn't come with the hairpiece. You will need to use the hairpieces that come with our figure. For me, this is the one I prefer, is the one I played more during the game, is this the mid-bird. I will show you how it looks like, for example, with this hair, but always remember to open the hair a bit so that the head will enter easily and you will not lose any of those small pieces. Once you assemble it, then you can adjust just like so, and here you have your mid-bird Arthur. Is the one I prefer. I really like this mid-bird look, and for me it really looks very good. Checking now the body of Arthur, and I want to show you something that I never saw before in a 1/6 scale figure. Limb Toys print the chest and the arms, and you can see how is this final result. It looks really amazing. You see the printing here on the chest. When you use with the shirt a bit open and you can see this detail, it really pops out a lot and gives a lot of detail to the figure. You can see all the detail from the neck until the chest. It's really amazing. Limb Toys did this body themselves. That's why they did this amazing work that I really feel surprised. You can see here the scar. Look at this. I never see this before in a 1/6 scale body. It's really amazing all the detail they give about this. The arms as well. You can see here the arms, all the detail here. These like scars and with the veins. You can see the detail it's outstanding really. It's amazing how a third-party company went so far to do this kind of work. It's really amazing, and I'm really surprised and excited to see what we will have in the future from Limb Toys, because this is my first figure I got from them, and this detail, I'm very honest to tell you that I don't see a difference between this figure with all the accessories and the quality and the Hot Toys figure, of course apart from license. But I think if you bought this figure, when you check the body, the chest, the printing on the arms, you will be as amazed as me. Here is our Gunslinger from Limb Toys, and before I give my final opinion about this figure, I want to thank my friend RRX. Without his help, wouldn't be possible for me to have this figure on time for the review. All I can tell you is that I don't know this year how many figures passed through my hands. For me, I'm very tempted to say that this will be the figure of the year. I'm very impressed and excited to see what Limb Toys will have for us in the future. That's all for today. I will see you in the next one.